What's up, family? I miss you guys. I hope y'all are doing well, taking care of yourselves, taking care of your brain and your minds and your body. The weather has been absolutely epic for riding your bike, so I hope y'all have been doing that to stay on top of your fitness and just get out of the house to get some fresh air. So I am here at the pump track in Swan Creek Park in East Tacoma, one of the best mountain bike parks in the world in my opinion. Helps that it's 2 miles from my house, so I can just take a quick ride over here and get a lap in. So I'm going to be talking about riding your bike on a pump track. A couple things to note before I jump into that stuff, a few announcements. I am working with SAMI administration to get you guys your bikes. The bikes that are in the cans, I want to give those bikes to you. So nothing there, I don't have a time or a date set in stone yet, but I am working with administration to figure that out so I can get those bikes out to you folks. Malia, my bad, I should have given your bike when I was down there to give Carter his bicycle. So we'll get those bikes to all of you guys shortly. If you already have a bike, take that bike and give it to a family member, a neighbor, a friend, anyone who could really use a bicycle right now. Some other things to point out. When you're out here riding your bicycle. Oh, one last thing, sorry. I am super lucky enough to be still working at Second Cycle because we're a nonprofit. Right now we are able to offer free flat fixes and free adjustments to your bicycles. So if your bike isn't looking so hot right now and it needs a little bit of work, some fine tuning, come on down to Second Cycle. You know, wear a glove and a mask if you have them, and come with a little bit of extra time on your hands because there has been a line out the door pretty much the last 2 to 3 weeks. We've been super busy, super slammed, but we've been helping people get their bikes up and running and getting people bicycles who don't have one. So come see me at Second Cycle if you need any work done to your bike. Be happy to do that for you. So yeah, we can jump onto riding dirt. So a couple things before you head out on your ride. Make sure you do your ABC quick check, air, brakes, chain, and those quick releases that sometimes you find on your front and rear tire and on your seat. And if it's your first time riding mountain bikes, wear sleeves. You're gonna thank yourself later if you take a dip or a fall. I'm super comfortable on the dirt. This is my backyard, so I'm super comfortable wearing short sleeves. But if it's your first time, I highly recommend wearing jeans, pants, and then sleeves. You'll thank me later. Yeah. So yeah, a couple things, some other things. I like to talk about what I carry with me on a bike ride or on a mountain bike ride. I'm a huge advocate for the fanny pack. I don't like wearing backpacks when I ride my bike. So you don't need to carry a whole toolbox with you, obviously. Just a small little multi-tool. If you don't have a multi-tool, look through your parents' junk drawer, your parent or guardian's junk drawer. Just look for some Allen keys, furniture, other random stuff that you purchase. Sometimes they come with little tools. The most common sizes are going to be a 4, a 5, and a 6. Those are going to be the most common bolt sizes on your bicycle. So yeah, just scour your house for them. They're somewhere in your house, I promise. And then something my partner and I just learned today, a chain breaker is super helpful. This looks really funky. There's a couple more pieces to it. This is just specific to this particular multi-tool, but yeah, chain breaker allows me to, if the chain snaps and you need to put it back together, this allows me to remove the links that broke off and put back on chains or links that are not broken. So chain breaker is going to be super helpful. Chain tool, chain breaker, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, this is just a little fancy tool. Doesn't need to be fancy though, it just needs to work. First aid kit, bandages, gauze, medical tape, and alcohol wipes are gonna be really nice if you do take a spill, but you're okay and you still want to ride. Just wrapping that up is gonna help it heal quicker, sorry. And then obviously your helmet, and then most importantly, fuel for the trail. Some snacks. I've got some wheat thins. It's on the menu for today. Try not to crush those as I'm riding. Cool, so that's what I carry on me on a ride. and I also like to stay hydrated too. So yeah, water, helmet, tools, some very small first aid kit. Doesn't need to be military surplus type of first aid kit. Doesn't need to be super complicated. Keep it simple. Snacks and some hydration. So now I want to talk about some changes you can do to your bicycle if you have one at home, and it's not like a full proper mountain bike. There are some things we can do to make it a little bit more trail ready. So let's take a look at my bike. First things first, tires are hopefully the only thing that's going to be touching the dirt when you're out riding. So if you have like a cruiser, a commuter, hybrid style bike, or a road bike, you can totally ride those here. I've seen so many different style of bikes out here. I've ridden with the Major Taylor project out here, all on road bikes, and we all had a blast. So some tips for you if you don't have like some nice beefy tires like I do, just take some air pressure out. If you have a Presto valve, the long little skinny one, you just need to loosen up this little nut up top, give it a couple presses, and you'll hear that air escape. You don't want to go too low because then you might miss that sweet spot. So you'll just have to kind of mess with it as you ride, and you'll know whether you need to go higher in tire pressure or lower in tire pressure when you're making those turns on loose dirt. So find that right tire pressure. I am always messing with tire pressure, so yeah, just find something that works for you. It doesn't have to be the first time, and it doesn't have to be the second time either. So just mess with it a little bit. It helps if you have like a hand pump, just in case you do go too low. So next is lowering the seat. When your seat's all the way up, it's perfect for pedaling around town, doing cross-country trails, but sometimes when you want to pick up some speed on some downhills, that seat is going to want to bump into your butt. So it's going to be super key to lower that as low as it goes. I'm lucky enough to have a dropper post where I kind of just push this lever and my seat can go down, and that's where I like it. So whenever I'm kind of riding some pumps, some whoop-de-loops, or I'm just kind of picking up some speed and I know I'm going to be descending down a hill, lower that seat down. And again, just if you find those multi-tools around your house, make sure you're tightening up those nuts and bolts on your bike.
The other type.
Oh, yeah, and if you don't have Presto valves, you probably have a Schrader valve, which is the same kind that cars use. So there's going to be the short, wider ones. Sometimes you need to use like a pen or a pencil or just something, a skinny little stick, to get into the little needle inside of there and let some air out. So yeah, this is Schrader, and the short, fat, stubby one that you'll find on cars is called the Schrader valve. So yeah, I'm happy with the setup on my bike. Hopefully you spent some time just kind of riding the bike around your driveway before you head out. Make sure you're happy with the way it is, and then just be prepared to make some slight adjustments when you're out on the trail on the dirt. So yeah, we're here at the pump track. The pump track is kind of like a dirt skate park for bikes, which is really awesome. Thank you to Brian from Evergreen Mountain Bike Alliance for building this park in conjunction with Metro Parks and Evergreen Mountain Bike Alliance. Thanks, guys. So what I'm going to be explaining to you guys is how to turn on a berm, how to take the berm, whatever you want to call it. But a berm essentially is going to be this wall that kind of slopes up and it guides us through the turn, so that we can carry whatever amount of speed we're comfortable carrying. And being able to just kind of ride up high on the wall is super, super fun. But we might not get to that on our very first try or on our first day, so just keep it simple and chill. I usually wear knee pads, but I'm riding way below my ability level today because I don't want to risk an accident with everything that's going on, and I recommend you do the same. Just keep it chill, keep it way below your ability level so that no one gets hurt. But that's why I do recommend wearing pants and long sleeves, because you just never know. So yeah. So as you can see, we're kind of starting on like a little bit of a rise, a short little downhill. So some people, some more experienced riders, they like to pedal through this downhill or carry a ton of speed. Some beginners are gonna, kind of grab the brake levers to kind of slow down. That's gonna be up to you to decide what you're comfortable with. If it's your first time on a pump track, again, keep it chill, keep it simple. So there's like 3 or 4 key points to having fun mountain biking, whether you're on a pump track, at the top of a hill ready to ride down some single track, or you're at like a jump park. But rule number 1 is keep your feet flat on the pedals. And what I mean by that is that your pedals should be parallel with the ground. I don't want to see 1 foot up, 1 foot down, because you might catch your pedal on a hill or a rock or a log, and then you might get bucked off your bike. So keeping your feet level like that is gonna make you more stable, and it's gonna put a lot of your weight when you're standing up. Your center of gravity actually drops down to your bottom bracket, which is the bearing system that your crank arms and your pedals are connected to. So whenever you're going down a hill, stand up, your center of gravity will actually drop below down to here, so that you don't feel like you're gonna get sent off the bike when you go over a little roller or a little jump. The second key point is looking where you want to go. That's going to be probably one of the most important things to remember during mountain biking. It took me a super long time to get over the habit of looking at that tree that I definitely don't want to run into, because your body and your bike will go where your eyes are looking. So when I'm entering this berm, at this point, I've already negotiated this turn. I already know how fast I want to go and how hard I want to hit it. And when I enter the berm to the right, when I'm making that right turn, as soon as I initiate that right turn, my eyes are already looking at that exit. So when you're riding down the hill, look like at least 10 feet down the trail. Don't mind any of the trees, roots, or rocks that are kind of like trying to grab your wheels and tires. So just look down the trail. Don't look at your front tire. Look down the trail. You're gonna have so much more fun when you can just block out all those grabby roots and rocks, and you're just looking down the trail already knowing what's coming up ahead. Super important. It takes a lot of practice, so just keep that in mind. Rule number 3, or the third key point, is these berms are built up high for a reason. Lean with the turn. Your bike and hopefully your tires are designed they're designed to purchase grip onto the dirt. So the last thing that's left to help your bike do what it's supposed to do is control your body in a way so that it's mimicking the trail. So when I am riding up high on that wall, I'm leaning with that turn. I'm not stiff, I'm not straight up. It's gonna feel super wrong, not very natural, and it could cause you to actually kind of like have the bike slip out from under you and then just kind of wash out on the trail. So lean with the turns. That's gonna help you carry speed, gonna help traction, and it's gonna look way cooler too. And then if you're out riding with a family member, a sibling, or a neighbor, or someone that you don't have to necessarily social distance with, spread yourselves out. There's no reason to be riding right behind each other, rubbing wheels. Just like when we're out riding the 5-mile drive, I don't want to see any wheels overlapping each other, because that's when a lot of accidents happen. So look where you want to go. Keep your feet flat on the pedals, parallel to the ground. Lean with the turns. One more time. And then yeah, just space yourselves out. Those are going to be 4 key points that are going to maximize your fun and make your riding a little bit more stylish. And then yeah, hopefully you kind of fall in love with mountain biking as much as I have because of these 4 key points. Great. So now I want to show you kind of what it looks like to ride this berm. There's a couple different things that'll happen when it's your first time. You're not going to rail that turn right away on your first time unless you've been here before, or that's just the way you roll. So why don't we come down and we'll walk it first. So that's another key point, actually. If you've never ridden a particular trail before, or this is completely new to you, walk the trail first. It's gonna help you so much, because you already know what's coming ahead and you've walked it, you're walking down the trail at a much slower pace than you would on your bike, so you already know what to expect when you're ready to ride down the trail. So that's something to remember too. Riding a trail for the first time, don't ride it blind. Walk it, take it all in, know what's coming when you're riding a new trail. Great. So like I said, we're starting off at a nice little elevated surface into a downhill. a short little downhill, a small roller, and then into the super wide turn. So come follow me and we'll walk through it. So like I said, some people like to pedal through this, some people like to hold onto the brakes a little bit to get comfortable. So do whatever you need to do to be comfortable. You're gonna come down this, it's a little bumpy, and it's also a little loose. So make sure, again, check that tire pressure. You want it a little bit squishy so that it can bite into these rocks rather than deflect off of them. So come straight down through here, ride the brakes, do what you need to do, but at this point, you need to already have a plan for that berm. So you can either take it super shallow through here, go straight, and then finish high, or you can start high and then finish shallow. Whichever one you're comfortable with, it's gonna work. So yeah, so essentially when you're starting, if we're in your way, man, just let us know. We'll move out the way. Cool, thanks, man. So yeah, you can start high and then finish low, or start low and finish high. But what's gonna help you have a lot more fun is leaning with that turn, because like I said, this is super loose, very marbly. When you're stiff and standing up straight, your wheels are gonna slide right from under you, and you're gonna pancake on the dirt, and you're gonna have dirt on your butt, which just means you had a lot of fun. And then, yeah, so hopefully you finished either high or low or somewhere in the middle, as long as you don't end up here in this pit or on the other side of the berm. Yeah, I'm happy with that. For those that like to pick up a lot of speed on that entrance, I'm totally okay with you having your inside foot up and your outside foot down like this. That way you can lean even harder into the turn, but that's kind of like an advanced expert type of deal, or for those that are super comfortable on the pump track. And then when I've entered this berm, my eyes are already looking at the exit. My eyes are already looking at the exit, and I already have a plan for what's coming up next. So let's take a pause and I'll show you what it looks like going through at full speed. Thanks. A hard gear to pedal in, because I'm just gonna drop right into this downhill right away. So yeah, once I enter the berm, my eyes are gonna go straight to the exit. I'm not gonna look at my tire, I'm not gonna look at the bush over the other side of the turn. My eyes are focused on the exit, so I already have a game plan. So here we go. Wasn't quite in a high enough gear. Yeah, I hope I exaggerated enough what your head, or where your head should be when you're ready to exit that berm. So I'm pretty comfortable out here. I actually want to turn the camera around to my partner and show you what it looks like for a novice rider. Riding that I've relayed over to you guys, and she's going to show you kind of what it looks like at a lower speed, but you're still totally able to have fun whenever you're ready. Feet flat, head's turning. She went low high, that's totally cool. And yeah, she had an exit plan. So that's exactly what you want it to look like. Pump track's getting busy, so I think that's going to be the end of our video. Yeah, come stop by Second Cycle if you need any work done to your bike. Wear sleeves, keep it chill, keep it simple, baby steps, and then work your way up to having more fun by going more fast. Thanks, guys.